Hi guys, I hope you're well. Hope you're enjoying the cooler weather. You know, the past few days have been so hot. It's been like sleeping in a sauna. So today, hopefully, people can actually sleep because the houses in the UK are not built for hot weather. You know, they retain heat, right? So it's even warmer inside the house than it is normally outside the house. And then when it's cold, it's colder inside the house than it is outside the house. It's crazy. But yeah, I hope you all cope with it okay and are all well and good. The reason why I wanted to make this video was really because a lot of people ask me why I call myself widowed. You know, of course, the term widowed is usually given to somebody who was legally married to somebody and their sort of spouse passed away. And of course, I wasn't legally married to Rico. So people are like, well, you know, you're not widowed. Well, the thing is that there isn't actually a term for somebody who is engaged to somebody and their partner passes away. There isn't actually, unless, you know, anyone else knows a term, but I don't actually know of a term that can be used in that situation. And the term single just does not sit right with me, you know. Single almost to me implies that there was a relationship breakdown, you know. The two parties are still very much alive, but the relationship has broken down for whatever reason and people have moved on from that, you know. But that isn't the case for me, you know. There wasn't a relationship breakdown. Me and Rico were very much together. We were very much in love. We were very much going to get married. You know, there was no breakdown. And the relationship came to a very abrupt end through no fault of mine or his. You know, of course, he passed away, you know. And so, yeah, I don't like to use the word single because I don't think that is the correct term to use. It just doesn't feel like the correct term to use, you know. So yeah, I call myself widowed because the thing is, I was going to be married to Rico, you know, without a shadow of a doubt. That was a guarantee, you know. When you're with somebody, you never really 100% know how it's going to go. But I was 99.9999 whatever percent sure that this was the man that I was going to spend the rest of my life with. And it was so beautiful to be in a position where you are that sure about someone. But about Rico, I was that sure, you know. Our relationship was strong. I'm not saying it was perfect. Like I said to you many times, I used to argue a lot and he was very calm. But the foundation of our relationship was solid, you know. And to have lost somebody that I was very much in love with and still love to this day, I felt like the only time that kind of really did justice to my situation was to call myself widowed, because I still have an emotional connection to Rico. It's not like when you're single and you don't have that emotional connection with someone. You've kind of learned to unlove them, becoming, you know, a different version of yourself, and then you kind of move it on. In my case, although yes, I am very much a different Auni than I was, let's say, a year ago, or over a year ago now, I very much still love Rico, you know, and I always will love him. And I was going to marry him, like I said. So for me, widowed is the correct term. It sits well with me. It kind of, for me, it feels like the right term to use, you know, because like I said, there is still that emotional connection. I still go to Rico's grave. I still go to see Rico's family. I still post about Rico. I still talk about Rico. And that will always be the case. I will always honour the beautiful, beautiful soul that Rico was and still is, you know. And actually, Rico was buried with his wedding ring. He was buried with his wedding ring. And I actually, I don't know if anyone's actually noticed, but I actually wear my wedding ring as well, which is, I can't even get it off. My fingers are swollen now, but you see that underneath. So yeah, I've been wearing my wedding ring for a long, long time. Even before he passed away, actually. We had an argument. Well, we had an argument. I argued with him. I got a bit mardy. And I got him to show me the wedding ring. And then I was like, oh, let me try it on. And he was like, no. And I was like, oh, just let me try it on. So it looks like. And then I was like, that's it. I'm keeping it on now. So you're going to have to buy me another ring when we get married. So I've been wearing my wedding ring for a long time. But yeah, he was buried with his, you know. He was a very important part of my life. And he will always be a big part of my life. You know, he's helped shape the woman that I am today. And yeah, that's why I call myself widowed.